they wanted to stay. Oh. Okay, we're all good. Okay, thank you, everybody. So we're going to begin. Just a quick reminder, if you can take the evidence I'm about to give, about 80% of it, use the reaction button with the hand up, then you'll bounce to the top left, and I'll be able to come to you. Okay. As I move my mind to the spirit world, I have, I want to say young gentleman, and he kind of laughs when I say young gentleman. And this gentleman brings you music. So music was extremely important to him. He's showing memories of starting his day with music. And I feel there were specific songs that would uplift him, start his day right. And he was known for being a very cheerful, uplifting person, even at work. So he's talking about these songs, and he's giving me a specific song I'm just going to share. And the song is by George Harrison, Here Comes the Sun. And he's giving me a memory of being in the kitchen, getting breakfast ready. The sun's coming through the window. He's pouring a coffee. It's almost like he would dance and almost like whistle, sing, those type of things to his favorite song. Can anyone take this gentleman in spirit? Okay. I don't think I see any hands up right now, so I'll continue. I know that he's looking to connect with a woman. He's saying a woman, and he's saying that this woman is a love interest, and he's also saying that this the recipient helped uplift him. He's talking about his passing, how his significant other would help him, and he's showing memories of like being in a bed, and she's like touching his hair. She has some cool water putting on his face, always making him comfortable. Can anyone take this gentleman? That's okay. He's also identifying, it's almost like a nursing role. He's saying, you always gave me those words of reassurance, those words that I needed in order to continue day by day. And he's also, it's interesting because he loves music, because he's talking about the song but in the movie, what is that called? An Officer and a Gentleman. He's talking about up where we belong. So he's saying he's where he belongs now. He's healthy, he's safe, and he's thanking you for that, because he's saying, I need you to take credit for helping me to get to where I am now, because I could not have done it without you. Does that sound familiar to somebody? Someone who liked music? Because definitely he's just sharing all this music with me. And he's also saying, I'll give one more piece of evidence, then I'm going to see who I'm drawn to. He's also saying he knows that you miss me, and he's saying, I'm always there. You can count on me. And then I'm getting like, you know, that Bruno Mars song, count on me, count on me. He's bringing that song to me. And he's also talking about signs of butterflies, and specifically like bright butterfly, and I see a monarch butterfly. Can anyone take any of this information that I've given, even if it's just 80%? I didn't give an age with this gentleman yet, because I'm feeling into it. And when I said young gentleman, he laughed, but I do feel he's in his late 40s, if that helps, because he's laughing. Okay, let me just see who I'm drawn to here. Just give me 1 minute here. And I'm seeing him, I feel there's like a hospice connection with him. If not hospice, I feel that he passed it home, because I'm seeing in a really comfortable room in a bed, and that you had like ample time. You could come and see him whenever you wanted. So it's that sense of like comfort. Dealing with all his needs, he's saying, dealing with all his needs. Okay, let me just see if who I can connect with here. Okay, I know it's on the first page. So let me just find out who I am. Don't be shy if you can take some of this information. So, Dorinda, may I come to you? Thank you. Could you unmute?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you take some of the information I've given so far, Dorinda, about a male?
Some of it,
Okay, some of it. Okay.
but some of it, no.
Okay, that's okay. I just want to go back and clarify. Okay, so I have you have a male in spirit, correct? That you can take, correct?
Yeah, my husband.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Because I have that connection, husband. Thank you very much. A love interest, and I had that you helped in supporting, almost like, I don't want to say nurse, but that's how he's giving it to me, almost like nursing. So you were there and you helped to keep him comfortable. Can you take that, Dorinda?
No,
Okay, why is he saying that? Okay.
my husband, he had a massive heart attack very suddenly.
Okay, that's okay.
So
You don't have to give me, oh, that's
he
okay.
okay.
Can you take in the past then, if not necessarily at the passing, that you would help him in like a nursing, nurturing way whenever he was sick? Could you take that? Because he's highlighting that.
Yes.
Okay, like it's like you know, I got the flu, I have a fever. You would bring the cold cloth. You would, like, you know, he had an upset stomach. You would make sure if he couldn't get to the bathroom that he had what he needed. That kind of thing. Can you take that, Dorinda? Because that's what he's showing me.
Yes and no. Like I've
Okay.
never had to put cloth on his head or
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay. So let me just find out why he's sharing that with me.
Wendy, you do have somebody with a hand, another person with their hand
Oh,
raised.
do I? Sorry, I just, thank you, Terry. Hold on, Dorinda. I'm just going to connect with Terry for a minute. Hi, Terry. Could you unmute there for a moment?
Yes, what I'll say is that some of that does sound like my late
Thank you.
husband.
And you're on the first page, correct? Because I knew it was on the first page, so you might probably can't tell what page you're on. Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to go back again and connect. So he giggled and laughed when I said young gentleman. Could you take that sense of humor?
Well, he did have a very much a sense of humor, but he was not in his 40s. He was 69 when he passed.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Because he's laughing. Okay. When I said young man, so he's laughing like saying I wasn't young. Okay, thank you. And he's also just, again, he's going back to about caretaking, taking care of him.
He was in a very comfortable bed in our home, and he
Thank
was
you.
in hospice, and I did
you.
take care of him. And he did
Okay,
love,
thank you.
he
Thank
did love
you.
music, but not
Okay,
the
that's
sounds
okay.
the songs you
Thank you.
mentioned weren't really
Thank
his
you,
songs.
Dorinda. I know I'm with Terry.
Okay, perfect.
Dorinda, if you like, thank you so much. Thank you, Terry. I did look at you earlier too, and I was trying to decide. Okay, thank you very much.
I'm hoping we can connect though.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will.
Thank you.
Let me just, as I take my mind back to the spirit world and I connect with your husband. He wants to recognize all the things that you did for him. He's saying it's very important because you helped him to get through it. If you can take that, Terry, there was something that you did that gave that sense of comfort, relief, almost so he wasn't in his mind so much. Does that make sense, Terry?
Yes, it does.
Mind, I mean like worry. That's what I mean. In his mind, like worry, anxious, like, oh my God, that kind of thing. So you gave him that sense of comfort and support and belief. So he knew he could let go in a respectful, loving way. If you can take that, Terry.
I believe so, yes. He
Thank
would
you.
not leave because he didn't want to leave. He thought it would be too hard on me, and I finally told him it was okay.
Thank you. And he's thanking you for that. So that's what he meant about that comfort and being able to kind of let go. So thank you. Do you have a, sorry, he's bringing it up again, an officer and a gentleman. Do you have a connection to that movie or
I mean,
that song?
We watched that movie together. I'm not really sure of the song,
Okay.
how it goes or anything.
It goes something like, you lift me up where I belong. So it's about that nurturing and
Yeah.
lifting up another person. It's to me, it's like a love story. So he wants to express those words to you because he just keeps bringing that back again and again. And he's laughing and he's saying, when you're ready, let's watch that movie together. He's saying it just like that. He's saying, it's like he's saying, you're my princess, you're my queen. He's just saying all these endearments, how much he loves you. Okay, I'm just gonna, he's talking something about a door. Can you, like, do you hear knocks on a door or like a doorbell, or he's talking about a door for some specific reason? Sorry?
The only thing I can think of is after he passed, there were flowers left at my front door that I didn't.
Okay, that's what it is.
find.
Because he was referring like something at the door. He kept saying something at the door. And I was about to say, did someone arrive or something arrive? Okay, thank you. So he's acknowledging that and he's smiling. I just want to one more thing, and then I'm going to let someone else come forward. Can you take the butterfly? Because I definitely had a butterfly connection with him.
Well, there was a time that a beautiful monarch butterfly.
Thank you very much, because that's what he
Appeared.
showed me. Thank you. He said orange monarch butterfly. So I just want you to know that was from him. That was a sign he's with you. And he's saying, I love you. I adore you. I'll always be your gentleman. He's saying it like that. I'll always be a gentleman's an important word for him, because he keeps saying, I'll always be your gentleman. And I'll leave you with all his love. So thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And if you could lower your hand, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Nicole, do you mind if I go?
Go for it.
Okay. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Terry. So as I was sitting here and just connecting, I am very aware of a young boy in spirit. And I want to say that he's like maybe 10, 12 years old. And he has a big personality, but he is just making me feel like it's almost like he couldn't verbalize, but he would show his big personality. And he's also talking about like liking dancing and music, like Wendy was saying earlier. And he's also making me feel like he liked to look good. So I have a young boy in spirit, and I'm gauging 10, 12, who maybe wasn't the best at communicating verbally, but he showed a lot of emotion, and he was just a happy child. So does anybody recognize this young boy in spirit so far? And if I have the age wrong, okay, let me keep going. I also want to talk about like his beautiful long eyelashes, because he makes me feel like everybody always commented on his really long eyelashes and how beautiful they were. And he's also making me feel like he liked to clap and dance around. Let's see. And I also want to talk about, like, I don't know if people called him king or prince or something like that, because he's just making me feel like he had this kind of a nickname. So does anybody understand this information so far? Natasha, do you understand? How much of this information do you understand?
Not all of it, like I want to say half of it.
Okay.
The lashes,
the
the
lash-
communication part, and the music.
Okay. Because I can see him like sitting and clapping, or almost like he would like to dance to the music. Do you understand that?
Sitting and rocking, like
Rocking. Okay.
rocking to the music.
Okay. Perfect. And do you understand? Like he keeps blinking. I know he has beautiful eyelashes, but he just keeps looking at me and blinking. Like, yeah, like it's almost like that's how he communicated. Yes, no,
Mm.
you know, do you understand that?
Yes,
Okay, perfect. Would you understand this to be your son?
yes.
Okay, perfect. So I definitely have him here. And did you call him king or prince or something like that?
No, I called TT, called him TT. I had a lot of nicknames for him.
That's okay. But you know, he's just giving me this feeling like he was treated like a prince or a king. So I guess that's the name I want to talk about. And he's also talking about he really did like to look good. So do you understand, like he liked to get dressed up? Do you understand that?
Not really. I mean, we kept him dressed very well, but sort of.
Okay,
I mean,
so
he
let me just give you what he's showing me. Because he's showing me like his hair always looked really nice, his clothes always looked really nice, and he's showing me like always posing for pictures and smiling. So does that make more sense, wanting to look good?
definitely the photos.
The photos?
We
Okay.
did a photo shoot for him, like his last birthday. We did a photo shoot for him with several poses.
Okay, perfect. And this is that feeling I'm getting, is liking to look good. And he really did have a really beautiful smile, because he's like
Very
showing me,
good.
and it's really big, like it was
Mhm.
very prominent, and that's what he's showing me. Like
Yeah.
he also is making me feel like he really liked animals, and I don't know if he had a stuffed animal that he kept with him, because he's making me feel like that was like a comfort to him. Do you understand, like this
Like
animal?
stuffed toys. Yes, he has stuffed
Yeah.
toys.
Okay, but and this feeling of they gave him comfort, like he always had one. You understand that?
Yes,
Okay, perfect. So what he's making me feel is he's making me feel like maybe he wasn't able to walk. Like I don't know if it's like cerebral palsy or something like that. Do you understand that?
Yes, correct.
Okay, perfect. And he's just talking about how much you cared for him, because you were there 24/7 is what he's showing me. Like
Correct.
mom was my everything. So he
Yes.
just wanted to come through and thank you for this. Okay. And he's also wanted me to talk about the fun. You always made sure to incorporate fun in his day. So you understand?
Yes.
He's like, she always made sure I had a smile and I had fun and I did a game or, you know, something to make me happy. So he's
Yes.
just really excited about that. He's also wanting me to talk about how healthy he is now. So there's no more of this, you know, he's not held back in any way right now. He wants you to know that he's free. His spirit can go anywhere. And he's wanting me to talk about, okay, he like moves things in your house right now from spirit. He's talking about moving objects around in your house. So do you understand, like putting something in one place and then all of a sudden it's in another place, or you notice that it's moved?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, please keep an eye on that, because he's making me feel like this is something that he's going to do to show you that he is very much with you, because it's like this feeling like he was confined before. So now he wants to show you that he's not confined anymore, so he can manipulate these things.
Okay.
And let me just get a final message for you from him. Okay, so he wants to just talk about the lesson that he and why he was here on earth. And he's saying that the lesson was for him and for you. And he just wants to talk about unconditional love and what it meant and what it means to be unconditionally loved. And you showed him that. And it's just this huge feeling. I can't even describe it. Gratitude, so much gratitude for showing that unconditional love. So with that, I will leave you with all of this love, and thank you so much for letting me work with you.
Oh,
And
thank you so much. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful readings, ladies. And I had something for someone who logged off, and now I'm so sad. It was Terry with an I, and I don't see her anymore. So I have, ever since we logged in and everyone started joining, I've had, and this may sound gross, but this is what is happening. I've had the smell of vomit. And so I don't know if this person was vomiting when they passed or saw someone vomiting today. And I don't know if this makes sense to anybody, but they keep saying it. And I've been sitting here like, this is ridiculous. I don't know why you're telling me this. And they just keep throwing it back to me. So if anyone understands why I'm getting this this vomit, please let me know. iPhone from iPhone. Okay. I don't know what your name is, iPhone. Can you show yourself?
Or could we hear your voice?
I had that feeling earlier. Miranda.
Miranda.
I don't know where you're at. It would help if you could. Okay, she's gonna hold on. Okay, let me make the connection. Is Miranda, did she come on?
I don't, even
I
if
don't
we
even-
could hear your voice, Miranda, that helps a lot to strengthen the connection.
Oh, I see. It says iPhone here, but I'm not sure if this is Miranda. Okay. I'll ask her to unmute. If not, if I can't communicate back and forth, it's going to be difficult to do the reading.
Okay.
Oh, there we
Could
go.
be Molly Ann.
Pardon?
Could it be Molly Ann?
No, I did not. I did not.
I'm sorry about that. My phone was doing something completely stupid. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, there we go, down here at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah, accidentally, no, it was actually my fault. I accidentally pressed unmute like in settings where I didn't want it to have me like I wanted it muted basically because I was just listening in until you said something about vomit, the vomit smell. And I was like, wait a minute. I had that like maybe 20 minutes earlier before I came in here when I was talking to my brother on the phone. I was like, that can't be a coincidence. I don't know.
And you know what? And I want to tell you, is this you with the little stars on the ceiling?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi.
Hi. Sorry. I've been breaking out and I look bad.
No, it's so interesting because when I smelled the vomit, I could see like scars on the face.
Yeah.
And so when you popped up, I'm like, holy moly, that's the right person right there. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So I'm feeling a male energy sending me this. Do you have a male in spirit you're looking to connect with today?
Honestly, I'm looking to connect with anyone, but yes, I would say male because I feel like I don't know, maybe, yeah,
Okay.
possibly,
And
definitely.
your name is Miranda.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to write it down because I like to take notes. Okay. So, oh, this is weird. They're giving me medical advice for you. Maybe that's why they kept showing me the face and the vomit. Okay. So he's not really showing me who he is yet. Sometimes the message comes first and then the rest comes later. He wants you to find the underlying issue in your body that's causing these breakouts and this nausea. Like there's something, maybe, I don't know why he's saying parasympathetic nervous system. I have no idea. Just what I'm saying. Something is, I think what he's referring to is stress.
Yeah.
You're under a tremendous amount of stress and you're internalizing it and it's coming out physically and causing you issues like the stuff on your face and the nausea and stuff. And so now I feel a little woozy. He's showing me like all your body systems and he's like, it's not, everything's not functioning right. Like there's blocks. He's saying emotional blocks, your cortisol levels high. I've never done a medical reading like this before. I'm just saying what I'm getting. Okay. Just bear with me and let me know if it makes sense. High stress, high cortisol, and it's pushing everything out to the surface and making you want, he's saying you want to escape from your body. Or would you understand you're being very under a lot of stress and you just want to.
Yeah, when you say escape from my body, I that makes a lot of sense because the scars like right here are basically like from, this is so weird, but I was plucking my eyebrows and I had like these stubborn hairs that wouldn't get out. And I got to the, yeah, I got really aggressive with it because I don't know why. I was just like, I really wanted to get it and it just like started bleeding and scarred up. And I'm like been super self-conscious about it to the point where I finally scheduled an appointment to like with a dermatologist because my skin has like never been like this before.
It's I think it, according to what I'm getting, is it's an internal issue. Something, the stress is causing almost like physical manifestations, but almost like a little OCD.
No, yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so that,
Yeah.
so that's
Because
what,
yesterday I made a comment like to myself, like when no one was around, I was like, you know, I really wished I could just like have a new face or just put a new face on or something, you know, because
yeah.
I hated it, you know.
Okay. Well, don't hate your face. I will tell you, I struggle. I'm 52 years old and I still have acne. I've had it my whole life. It is a very bad psychological issue. So I just want you to know you're not alone. And
Thank you.
It doesn't mean anything negative about who you are as a person. You're a wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful person. And if people judge you, that's a reflection of them, not of you. Just know that. Okay.
Thank you.
That's from my heart. So this person is not telling me who they are at all. I almost don't even feel like this may not even be someone you actually, maybe it is someone, hold on. They're morphing now.
Because I have like a ton of spirits in my house right now, like 50 plus of them. I have spirit dolls and I feel like I might possibly have a family member that comes and goes, but I'm not exactly sure who they are because they won't tell me to.
Okay. So what I'm getting from, so this person's being a little, this is unusual for me. They almost want to tell me they're a guide, but I'm not really allowed to talk to your guides because that's unethical. So they're kind of just like a dark figure, but not a negative dark figure. That's just they're showing me dark, like they look grayish. I would say that, have you had some type of counseling or coaching for, you know, the OCD and things like that? And maybe I recommend that, some kind of therapy.
Yeah, I've been actually looking at that lately for therapy, something
Good.
like that.
I think that's the message. Whatever's happening to you emotionally is coming out physically. And that's why you're having these physical things. And I think that's the message from this person. And I'm sorry, I can't give you more like evidence of
No, it's
who
okay.
this is, but I feel like this message is probably more important
Mhm.
for you right now. And that's what they needed to say. And, you know, you're surrounded by love. And if you want any spirits who you feel like are in your house to go away, you can just ask them to step back and leave you alone, and they will. And maybe start a meditation practice, meditation and counseling. And they said, this is the last thing they said, don't overwash your face. The more you overwash it, the worse it's going to get. And moisturize. I'm not kidding.
Okay, I do moisturize, but I will say that I have been overwashing my face.
Okay. It's the
So
weirdest
thank
reading I've
you.
ever given.
Yeah.
So that's the message. And you are loved. You are loved greatly. And I appreciate you letting me give you this very interesting reading. And if
Thank
you have any
you.
questions, you can email me. And I'll put my email in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
As I move, thank you, Nicole, for that advice, sharing that advice. As I move my mind to the spirit world, I'm aware of, it feels like a mother-in-law energy. And this woman is big, like big personality. And she's saying to me, my personality was as big as I love, very loving person. And it's funny, she's saying like deck the halls. So she's saying that she just loved the holidays. She loved decorating. And she's highlighting Easter right now, the Easter season coming in. So I feel that Easter was very significant to her. And I feel there was a family tradition in terms of going to church, having the Easter hunt, the Easter eggs, because she keeps talking about Easter. Can someone take a mother-in-law or mother in spirit? I don't feel she passed that long ago, who just loved the holidays, loved with all her heart, decorated with all her heart, and just adored her grandchildren. She keeps talking about grandchildren. I'll just see if anyone's hands goes up. Okay. I'll give you a little, oh, Julia, is that Julia? Julia, may I come to you?
Hi,
Hi, Julia, how are you?
good. Could be
Good.
my mother.
Your mother?
Could
Okay.
be.
Okay. She's saying to me that significant, she's coming through right now around Easter time. Can you take that, Julia?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel that there's a I feel like there's a date. There's a special date.
Yeah.
Can you take a birthday?
Yes, her birthday's on Monday.
Thank you very much. Okay, 'cause she wanted me to say that. Thank you very
Her
much.
birthday's on Monday. Yeah,
Thank
very
you.
good.
And she's talking about how important her home was to her, and she's talking about cooking and family, and the grandchildren are everything. And she's okay. Sorry, I just got carried away in the motion. So just hold on a minute. I'm just going to reconnect with her there.
That's all right.
That's okay.
Thank you, Wendy.
And you can understand she was strong-headed because she wants to say that.
Yes.
Okay. She's admitting that. She goes, I've learned that now. Like I'm acknowledging that, but like, don't.
Yeah, she could be. Yeah.
Heart, right? Big heart too. Big personality, big heart.
Yes.
They had to balance each other. So she's saying that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, let me just see what else she wants to say here. And I feel like I'm just going to say this because I just want to, I have like, it almost feels like a little bit of an accent, or would she speak? I don't know, it almost feels like a little bit of an accent. Can you take that with your mother, Julia?
Not really, no.
Okay, so I think I know why she's giving that to me. That's okay. because I'm just hearing like something that she would say, or almost like a saying.
Oh, she had a lot of sayings.
Yeah, okay, because it feels like it's like in another, because she's saying it with emphasis, so it almost sounds like it's like almost like in another language. Okay, so
She had
I'm
a
hearing
lot of sayings.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
like funny little kind of
She had tons of those. Yep.
Okay, I understand. And she's also giving me the memory of some kind of event in the home, and she's laughing about where she was running around with a broom. Can you have her running around with a broom? And I feel she's like getting something out of the house. It almost feels like it's a mouse, or
Yeah,
she's
could have been.
chasing something to get out of the house, and she's laughing. And she's just like, her voice is really loud. She's running around with this broom, and everyone's like, Ma, you look like a witch. It's like this funny thing about this broom for some reason. And I feel it's not like one of those like artificial synthetic brooms. It almost feels like the natural bristles.
The
'cause
real
she's
one. She
showing
would
me
have
the-
used the
yeah,
real
the
one.
real broom. She's showing me the real broom. She said,
Sure.
say that, say that. Okay, so I said, all right, what else is
That
she
sounds like her.
okay. And she's talking about a specialty in food that she would make. Something, I don't know why I want to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Almost sounds like succotash. I don't
Uh-huh.
know. It's some kind of dish
Yeah.
that's a combination of different things. Can you take that, Julia?
Yes, she used to make that. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. She just wanted to share that because she's saying, you know,
I had forgotten that. Yeah.
she's saying family meals are so important, and she wants you to know that. And she's saying, you know, you're very busy right now.
Yeah.
Like you're run ragged. She's saying
Yeah.
that. She's like, don't let the kids get the best of you. She's saying it just like that. She wants to give you advice.
Yeah. We were just talking about family meal time and how we don't sit down to family meals.
Absolutely. And
A very
she's
timely
saying,
message.
you know, let that husband of yours, okay, you know, step up, right? Okay, I understand that. She's like,
Yeah.
sit down at the table, put up your feet,
Okay.
relax, relax, relax. She's saying it just like that. And I feel like
Perfect.
this is something that she would do in
Yes.
like her personality. Okay, let me just see what the message is for you. She gets serious all of a sudden. So hold on a minute. I just got to fill into this her energy a minute. She's like, it's almost like she's like wants a. It's like honey. There's nothing that you face that you can't handle. She's saying it like that about handling challenges. She's even talking about like she wants a new beginning. Something new's going to be coming in for you.
Okay.
Something new, and she's saying you're going to be able to face this challenge. And I think it feels like it's connected to, I want to say, your job, your career.
Yes.
Something
Yes.
new is going to be coming in, and she's just
Right.
saying, you know, take that opportunity. Don't let challenges like block you or stop you. She's saying it like that. And she's like, problem solve.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
saying it like that. So
That's exactly
she's
right.
like, don't let anything stop you. And I'm going to leave you with all her love, Julia.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Thank you.
Awesome reading, Wendy. Thank you. Thank you, Julia. So I have, this seems to be like a theme for me right now, but I have another young male in spirit, and he makes me feel like he's like 13, 14 years old. And I want to talk about the family seeking justice, okay? Because this is very important, because he's like, my family is seeking justice for me. So I do feel like this was, this young boy's life was either taken or something happened where you need to find justice, okay? He's also talking about how smart he was, and he's talking about how sometimes he could be a little bit of a loner. So he liked to kind of be alone, and he had like a limited group of friends. I'm also feeling like he had a very, for as young as he was, he had a generous, a big, generous, kind heart. He's also showing me right now like he liked skateboarding, and it could have the age wrong, but he's showing me himself like thin, brown hair, and a really nice smile. And it just makes me feel like he always just minded his own business. Like he's just kind of kept to himself. So does anybody understand this information yet with this young boy? And it's really important this justice part comes through or comes in. Yeah, because it's this feeling like my family does not want people to get away with this. Okay, so let me keep going. He talks about how intelligent he was, and he's like, makes you feel as though he was an old soul. So he was wise beyond his years. And again, I could have the years wrong, but I feel like this is a teenage boy. And I want to talk about my mom, or if it's not my mom here, it's somebody that was like a mom here. So please let me know if you could take, if anybody could take any of this information. Please raise your hand.
We have one. Candace is possibly taking it. She's not sure yet.
Okay, let me keep going. As I'm feeling further, Candace, would you understand? Okay, this is big. Okay. Would you understand his life being taken? Because this isn't like, this isn't him taking drugs or anything like this. This is him being taken. And I almost, it's violence, okay? It has to do with violence. And it's like he was just minding his own business. And then it's this feeling of, oh my gosh, I'm gone. And it's just like senseless. So I don't know if this makes sense. And he's talking about really liking skateboarding, and just, and he's talking about only having like one or two close friends, and that's it. It's not like he had a big group of friends. He was just like more of an introverted kid, just very smart, very loving, very kind, and he just had like this grown-up personality. So does that make sense? I'm sorry, who?
It's Candace. If you raise your little electronic hand on reactions, it'll move you up to the top, Candace, so Kathi can see you.
I also, right now, I just brought like, he's showing me a gun. So I don't know if this was gun violence.
Sorry, I'm trying to find the the video thing.
You were
Sorry, I'm
on
not
for a
sure.
sec.
I had a brother that was
Was
shot
I
in the
don't know
back
if
of
you
the
I don't
head.
know if you could hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, it really does make sense. The gun. He was 19. Very sweet, loving person. Yeah, everything that you said.
So would you would you understand? So I was seeing him as like 13, 14. So would you understand like he looked young? Because I see like thin, kind of tall, skinny, brown hair. Do you understand that?
Yes, yeah, like dark blonde hair.
Okay, thank you. And he just looks young to me, and he feels young, although he has like a mature spirit. He has a maturity about him. So do you understand that too?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and do you understand him being a little bit of a loner, only having like a couple really good friends?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, perfect. So I do believe this is for you, but okay. So there's this feeling of family, and I don't know if your mother, I can't quite make out if this is your son, but let me keep going. Because it's this feeling of like you taking care of him and you taking care of things now, because it's like the family seeking justice. So do you understand like the family seeking justice and you being a part of that?
Yes, we are fighting and basically fighting the police as well.
Okay, perfect. And it's almost like, oh, perfect. He's giving me the chills. He's like, she's spearheading this. Like she is the one making all of this happen. So you understand, like you're the one making this happen for him?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. So this is just so you are very aware and you know that he knows what's going on, and he's helping you and guiding you and pushing you guys forward in this seeking of justice. Because he just makes me feel like this was such a random, like senseless act, and like he was just
Yes.
minding his own business. You understand
Yes,
that? Okay,
definitely.
okay, perfect. Let me see what he wants to say. Okay, thank you. So there's this feeling of he needs to give support and love, because this has been, this is fairly recent, because people are still very much grieving and trying to come to
Yeah.
terms with this. And he wants to send a lot of love and support for the things that you're doing to get him justice. Okay. Like he keeps on putting prosecute. And this would be his personality too, because it's almost this feeling like he would stick up for the underdog. You understand that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, perfect. So he's just wanting to come through and let you know that yes, he's behind you. He's aware of your efforts to and he's also like, this was in the news. He's like, this was big. And okay, thank you. He's like, we're not going to let this be covered up. You understand that?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is just also, you know, that he's very aware. He's helping you, he's guiding you, and he's pushing you guys in this direction. And he's also coming through with much gratitude for the things that the family is doing. Let me just see. I also want to thank you, because he's just making me feel like he wants to hug you, okay, and like say thank you. Like you, it's this feeling of like you took care of him. Do you understand? Like taking care of him.
Yeah, I helped my mom raise him.
Okay, perfect. Because it's just, I almost feel like you're his mom. Like this connection was like really close. And like he's making me feel like he would rather go to you with his problems or his thing, you know, his things. He's like, I go to her with my things before I would go to my mom. Do you understand?
Yeah, with some things, yes.
Okay, let me see. He's also just bringing my awareness to let you know that your this journey that you're on in seeking justice, it will come out positively. So he just wants you to not give up, okay? Because he's just making me feel like there's times when you guys feel like you're not getting anywhere, but he wants you to know not to give up, and you will have a positive outcome. So please don't give up. Also, let me see what he's talking about: dreams and coming to see you in your dreams. And he wants to say yes. I'm sorry, what?
No, I said, oh my gosh, because I have been having dreams.
Yeah, perfect. Because he just wanted me to validate for you that yes, that is it. So don't ever doubt that yes, that is him coming through in your dreams. So I will go ahead and leave you with all of his love and blessings, and I wish you much luck with getting him justice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful, Kathi. Beautiful reading. I have someone, I think I know who I'm with, but I'm going to start giving the evidence first and then see if it matches who I think. So I have someone here saying, your daddy's princess, and he keeps telling me over and over, and he's talking about either a quinceañera, a sweet 16, or a coming out debutante type of situation that you had gone through. So if anybody here is daddy's princess, that is what I'm thinking, or that is what I'm getting. And there's so many people on the screen, I can't keep track. So can anybody take that they had either had or are planning some type of Sweet 16 type party or debutante, and you were daddy's princess. Okay, because I'm going to just give some more evidence if nobody can take it. If you can, please either unmute yourself and let me know or raise your Zoom hand, because I feel like although you are a very beautiful, you're having some insecurities about who you are and how you're not sure if you're following the path that he would be proud of. Is this resonating with anyone? I really think I know who I'm with, but no, okay. They're they keep telling me the same thing over and over, and they're like, I find it hard to believe no one on here celebrated their teenage years with a big party. So maybe people aren't actually listening, because there's a lot of people muted. I just feel like I'm with Kim Riley. Kim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I do have my father is in spirit. But I would say that we had sort of like an estranged relationship at best.
Okay.
My mom would have like called me stuff like princess. And yeah, I mean, probably one of the very few like very small and humble parties we had was at my house when I was 16, but it's sort of very far afield from like a quinceañera or a coming out or debutante type of situation.
Okay.
I mean, some of the like insecurity and like feeling lost on your path stuff is relevant.
Okay. And sometimes, I have to interpret what I'm getting because they like send it through. And sometimes when they say things like daddy's princess, these are things you desired to be, you desired to have a better relationship with your father. And in your mind, maybe sometimes you thought, gosh, if I could just be daddy's princess. Not that I'm saying he was a good person or anything like that. But this, everybody who has an estranged relationship with their father kind of wishes for that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And I mean, we were somewhat closer towards the end of his life and his passing.
Okay.
So it wasn't sort of at its most distant or difficult at that.
Okay, so let me just get what he's saying, because he wants to say a lot of stuff. So let's see. He's seeming a little erratic, and he seems like he passed before he should have passed. Do you understand that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I don't feel like he lived his full life, and I feel like he had some mental issues or addiction issues. Do you understand?
Yeah,
that?
both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, both.
Because he's going like a ping pong ball back and forth in my head, knock, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like he cannot make a cohesive thought come through to make any sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely had major bouts of depression, and I think he may have also had bipolar. So the back and forth makes sense.
Oh, okay. It's like dunk, 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 dunk. I feel like that video game going back and forth in my head. And so maybe this is a pillow or a picture of like it looks pink with like a little princess crown on it, and that's what made me think of Sweet 16 or quinceañera or something. Do you know there's these pillows and plaques that have that like princessy looking decoration? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like sort of stirring something deep in the recesses of my mind as something that I might have had, or certainly it would probably still be in my mom's house if that's the case, because she keeps everything.
Okay, Because he's showing me that, and that's why he said the princess thing. He's talking
Mhm.
about that.
Oh, I mean, this wasn't 16, but it would have been when I was like 17. He did one of his like actual sort of like dad moments was like riding in the homecoming parade with me.
Okay.
That would make more sense as like sort of like a coming out sort of like princess correlative
Okay.
as well.
Were you honored in some way during that parade?
Yeah, it was like, I was on the homecoming court and they did like a whole parade and
Okay.
sashes and all of that stuff.
Okay, because it looks very fancy what he's showing me. So thank you for validating that, because he kept showing me over and over and over again. Okay. He wants to tell you, he's saying so many things at once. I'm just trying to slow him down. He's like, I have a lot to make up for. I want to give her all the advice I can while I'm here present to give you the information. He says, you're getting too worried about what other people think, and not focusing on what makes you happy. You're trying to satisfy others instead of you. And now he's saying, no matter what decision you make, somebody's going to be mad.
Yeah.
And make the decision that makes you happy, because I'd rather have these 50% of the people be mad at me and me be happy than these 50% of the people be mad at me and me because half the people are still going to be mad. So you might as well make yourself happy is what he's saying. And he's like, stop comparing yourself. He's like, he's making me feel like you're comparing yourself to others. I should be in this position. I should have been this successful by now. I should have accomplished this thing by now. And he's making me feel like, stop. Everybody follows their own path. This is your journey. Make it your own and stop worrying about everybody else. And I know I'm a grown adult and I find that hard to do. So I get it. And he wants to apologize. And he's like, I have a lot of making up to do. I have a lot of making up to do. And I want to make up by being her dad as much as I can now and give her all of the advice. And he wants to say how sorry he is for not. Sorry, he's just hit me with like a wave of emotions. He's saying he wants to apologize for you for not being the dad you deserved.
Yeah.
And he just can't stress that enough. You deserved to have someone stable, someone loving, someone who was there at home every night, but was a safe person to be with. And he said, if there's any regrets he had as a human, that's his biggest regret, his failure. He said he wishes he could have taught you how men are supposed to treat you better and be a better example. Do you understand why he would say that?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I would say so. I'm having like difficulty sort of like tying that, like some of the other stuff you're saying about like your path and all of that really relates to things I've been thinking about right now. Whereas like the lesson in that, like I'm having a harder time tying to something going on in my life currently, but certainly the sentiment is meaningful.
Because I feel like there was a chunk of time he was absent.
Yeah.
And you didn't have a good, a positive male role model.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when they do,
and I can
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and I can remember a time where he was more like present and like, engaging with like a boyfriend at the time, and me being like, whoa, what is this? And like, not even knowing what to make of this like sort of friendly, pseudo protective dad figure.
Oh, fascinating. Very interesting. Just know that he wishes in this life he would have been more present and loving. And had you had that support, you wouldn't be second guessing yourself now, because
Yeah.
you've been more secure. And it's not, you know, it's not a put down to you at all. It's just how life is, right? And he just wants to apologize and tell you he's there to support and love you and follow. He's screaming, follow your own path. And that was
Mhm.
going to be his biggest message. And I want to give you all his love and thank you for letting me connect with your dad today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Nick, for that wonderful message from her father. Thank you. As I move my mind to the spirit world, I'm aware of a young man. It's interesting because the way he made himself present to me, he's just talking about Jello shots. Jello, I've never had one in my life. He's saying Jello shots, Jello shots. He's talking about partying. I feel there's a connection to college. He's saying it's close to his birthday right now. He's talking about a birthday he wants to identify. And he's talking about irresponsibility on his part. And I feel I'm giving a lot of information. Can anyone take any of that information I've given so far? A young man who enjoyed partying. And he's like, too much, too much. I think lots of laughing and it's like it's showing it's like outside a party outside, almost like kind of like a barbecue fire pit, that kind of thing. There's a connection to college. He's acknowledging that he was irresponsible.
We have a couple of hands raised, Wendy. Lori
okay.
and Amber.
Oh, thank you. Okay, if you could both unmute Lori and Amber, and I just want to clarify who it's for. All right, let me just tell you a little bit more here. So I feel there's a connection to an automobile. Can either of you take an automobile? Can you take that?
My son,
You don't have to give me too much information, but can you
Yeah.
take an automobile?
yes,
Okay, I think I'm with Lori because I was drawn to Lori. Thank you, Lori. May I work with you?
yes.
Okay, let me just go back. Okay. So I know I have a younger male in spirit. He's talking about partying. Definitely like partying, like alcohol, Jello shots, things like that. I see lots of friends his age around him. I definitely feel like a college connection, almost like I'm getting the feeling of, you know, all that freedom with college and kind of the next step in his life. And he didn't quite, let's say, monitor it or know how to deal with it in the most responsible way. Can you take that, Lori?
He didn't get to college,
Okay.
but
Like
the friends he hang around with were college age.
Thank you very much. So that's what he's trying to get to me. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Yeah, he just said to me, trying to keep up with the big boys. He's saying it like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the drinking and all that. And he's like, oh, I can, you know, I can handle whatever they do, I can do. It's like, you know, watch this. He was kind of that kind of personality, if you can take that, Lori.
Yes, they tried to keep up with him.
Yeah, playing with the, okay. They play with the big boys. Okay, let me just see what else he wants to share here. Could you take, you can take irresponsible, because he's coming back and just acknowledging that he was irresponsible. He was in the moment, not thinking about consequences. He's saying all those kinds of things, you know, always up for a good time, always up for a good time.
Yes,
Just
100%.
you know, it's almost like your emotions, you know, he's giving me those feelings, you know, just have a good time, and it's just like that release of like energy and emotion, and you don't have anything to worry about, and you just get carried away in that whole emotion of having a good time. He's just relaying that to me. Okay.
Yes, yes.
And he's we had some epic parties. He's saying it like that too. We had some epic parties. So I feel like epic as in some crazy things happened. I mean, he's
Yes.
telling me like things like broken windows and things like that. If you can take that, Lori, but he's emphasizing like crazy things went down. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to see, because I mentioned car connection, so I'm just going to go back to that again and see what if he wants to give me more information about car. No, he's showing me a memory, and he's showing me a car. There's like a bunch of guys in this car. I'm seeing like someone hanging out the window, yelling. And the image he's giving me, it's almost like, you know, like a college party town, you know, where kids kind of go a little to the extreme, and they're enjoying themselves and going over the top. Can you take any of that, Lori? Because that's a memory he's showing me.
Not so much college town, but boys
Like
packed in his car.
Yes, you can take the boys in the car, and kind of it's loud and right. Okay. And I definitely feel like a connection to alcohol and driving with your son. Can you take that, Lori?
Yes.
Thank you, because that came through really strong. I just wanted to build up to that to make sure I was on the right. Okay. Yeah. It's like, yeah. So definitely, I know he's sharing with me that your son was drinking. He's saying like trying to get to the destination, So he was on his way somewhere when there was an accident. Can you take that, Lori?
Yes, it didn't cause his death, but it.
Okay, that's okay. You don't have to tell me anything. Okay, but it was part of, right?
Yes.
Then it went, yes, okay. Because he's saying like head trauma. He's saying head trauma. Can you take head trauma, Lori?
Not from the accident, no.
Okay, okay. He's just showing me head trauma for some reason. Let me just find out what he wants to share. It's like banging his head. And I'm just asking, he doesn't want to give me, he's just changing topic right now. He's just saying, you know, he's just becoming more emotional now, and he's saying, I'm sorry, Mom. So he's apologizing, and he's saying, I'm sorry that I put you through that. That was never my intention. He's saying, sometimes you just don't realize the consequence of things and how much pain that causes others. And he's saying it just like that. And he's acknowledging your pain and what he put you through. So he's bringing apologies. Lori,
Yes.
Can you take that? He was in some way responsible for his passing?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
And
thank you.
The head
Is that
trauma.
where the head trauma comes from?
No, but when he stopped breathing, he hit his head hard on a wood
Okay,
surface.
thank you. Okay, thank you very much, because he keeps saying that. Okay, all right. Let me just see what else he wants to share. I feel also, because he said this earlier, I'm just going to try and verify this information with you. He was talking about a birthday. Can you take a birthday right around now or soon connected to him?
His birthday is tomorrow.
Oh my goodness, another one tomorrow. Thank you very much. Okay, he's happy with me, saying thank you for going back and clarifying that. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. He's talking about I feel there's a special place you go to. I feel it's outside. It feels like it's outside. I don't know. I'm seeing trees. I'm seeing nature. There's somewhere special you go when you think about him and you're connected to him. Can you take that, Lori? Because he's identifying that. He's saying like, I'll be there with you. Because he's saying, I know you're going to go there. He's saying, you're thinking about going there for my birthday. He goes, I'll be there with you. Okay.
Thank you.
Let me just see what else he wants to say. He's almost like he's more worried about, he's like asking you, like, take a lunch, take a snack. I don't know why he's saying that, but he wants you to take something so you can, it's almost like he knows you're going to spend a bit of time there. So it's like, take the things you need. If you need a sandwich, if you need some water, he's like, take that with you because he wants you to be comfortable, because when you're comfortable, your heart opens up and it's easier for him to connect with you. So he's saying, I am going to give you a sign. You're going to know. You're going to know. There'll be no question. So make sure you're, he's saying it again, make sure that you've eaten and you're hydrated. I thought those were things maybe that you said to him, but he's saying that that's really important to open up your heart. Okay.
He took food with him everywhere.
There you go. So that
we had to dump a whole suitcase full of food.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
When he was 10, because he thought for some reason we were going over the Andes and
yeah, so that makes sense why you would bring that up, just to confirm it's him, and a good reminder for you to and I'm just asking about the sign before the message, and I don't know, I keep seeing a flower. He's showing me a flower. It's like a unusual, it's not like a single flower, it's like a flower with a whole bunch of little blooms. It's almost like I want to say hyacinth. I don't know why I want to say hyacinth. So he's talking about a flower, and he's talking about like like a white butterfly or a white moth, but everything he's showing me is connected to white. So I know white is significant to him. If you can take that, Lori.
yes.
And it's almost like, you know, spring flowers. It's like spring flowers. They're starting to come up. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll just ask him what his message is. He just wants to say, he's saying, awesome, Mom. He's saying, you gave me everything. And he's just saying, you know, no guilt. I don't want you to have any guilt. And he's saying, thank you for being here, because it helped me to get the message through. So he's saying, thank you. We have an appointment. He just said it like that. We have an appointment. I'll see you. So, and he's saying, I'm looking forward to it as much as you are. And I'll leave you with all his love. Thank you so much, Lori, for working with me.
Thank you so very, very much.
You're so welcome.
I appreciate all of y'all so much.
You're so welcome.
Oh, that was beautiful. I want to know about the flower though.
The flower is, he's probably referring to my actual given name, which is Laurel, Laurel. And the mountain laurel is a white 3-petaled flower with, yeah, and he knew I was named after that, and it blooms in the spring in Pennsylvania. So,
oh, isn't that lovely?
Beautiful.
Oh.
Thank you, Lori, for Wendy, that was wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, Wendy, how can I follow that up? Whew. All right. Thank you, Lori, for working with Wendy. That was awesome. Your son is strong in spirit, so we thank him too.
Healing for everyone there. Thank you.
So as I'm connecting, I'm aware of a male in spirit. And he makes me feel like he called you mama. I don't think you're his mama, but I think that's how he referred to you. So I'm feeling like this would be your husband or your significant other, because he's just talking, he just keeps saying mama. He also wants me to talk about his passing was sudden, and he's making me feel like he was a very fun person. I'm also being drawn to talk about 80s like hair bands, and he keeps bringing Johnny Cash into my mind. So I don't know if he liked Johnny Cash. His name was Johnny, but I don't know why I'm seeing Johnny Cash. I also want to talk about his lifestyle, and he's making me feel like he lived free. So it's like he's making me feel like he lived free. So does anybody understand this information about either a husband or a significant other that would have a nickname for you similar to Mama? Like, I don't know, it's just like an endearing term, referring to like 80s hair bands, living free, and some kind of reference to either the name Johnny or Johnny Cash, or maybe some of his music. If you can resonate with any of that information, please raise your hand. Also, I want to talk about passing was sudden, unexpected. Okay, let me keep going. He's also making me feel like it was too soon. He's like, too soon. And he's also bringing like a motorcycle into my awareness. So he either would have liked motorcycles, had a motorcycle, or anybody yet? He's saying like walk the line. He's saying walk the line. That's like a Johnny Cash line, I think. Okay, let me see. I want to talk about how he looked, and he's saying like, he's just saying like he didn't really care about looks. Like he was just like a laid back kind of person. Like, okay, let me keep going. So he keeps going back to these 80s hair bands. So either he liked these 80s hair bands, or he had long hair like they had in these bands, because like I can't, like I keep hearing this Slaughter song in my mind. So I don't know. If you can't resonate with that, or if anybody can resonate with a husband, or even a boyfriend or a love interest, or somebody close in heart, because he's saying Mama, I call you Mama, and he's making me feel like motorcycles. Okay. All right, nobody yet. Let me see if I can get some more.
We have something from Stephanie.
Possibly Stephanie.
My boyfriend called his mom Mama like that, and he passed suddenly, but I'm not sure.
Okay, so let me just go over the evidence that I gave. So you understand Mama, but you understand him, okay, and you understand passing suddenly. Like motorcycles, hair bands, either him having long hair or liking the 80s hair bands. And there's just this I just keep hearing this reference to Johnny Cash. Either his name was Johnny, he liked Johnny Cash, and I walked the line. So maybe he treaded lightly on the, I don't know how to say it, like law versus breaking the law line, if that would make sense. Does that make sense? And I'm not sure who.
It's Stephanie.
Okay. Does that make sense, Stephanie? I also want to talk about beer and liking beer, because you just showed me like a Bud Light can. Does that make sense?
She says kind of. Would you like to show yourself and raise your Zoom hand and speak to Kathi?
Otherwise, you could just.
It seems so vague. Well, yeah, sometimes it's vague at the start.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
She's at the top left there, Kathi.
Or you don't even have to show yourself. Just let me hear your voice if you don't mind.
Hi. I'm not sure if it's for me, but some of it kind of sounds like it might be.
Okay, so let me just go over what I have. But so this person feels like a husband. So is this person a husband? Yes.
No, he was my boyfriend.
Oh, boyfriend. Okay. So do you understand? You understand sudden? Do you understand why he would be talking about hair bands, either 80s hair bands, liking that music, or having that long hair?
That part I'm not really sure. I know that he liked to play guitar and he liked to sometimes write songs, but when you said like walk the line in a different way, I feel like that is maybe possible.
Okay, so you would understand him walking the line between breaking the law and obeying the law.
Yeah, or just like stuff he shouldn't be doing and
So would you
stuff
understand
that.
like motorcycles with him?
That part, no, but he
Okay.
did really like cars.
Okay. Would you also understand, because you showed me beer and he showed me like Bud Light.
Yeah, he loved to drink beer, especially when he was playing golf.
Okay.
Usually Bud Light.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so sometimes spirit just gives me symbols that I know, so I have to translate them the way that you would understand. So when they're saying Johnny Cash, and I actually wrote down walk the line. So now that makes sense to me, walking the line. But I do feel, and then when he says 80s hair bands, it brings 80s hair bands. I happen to love 80s music and hair bands. So that's why he's making me feel like music, okay? And if you say guitars, so, and I really keep hearing the song by Slaughter, which was like an 80s hair band, but anyways. Okay, and you understand that his passing was sudden, very unexpected, but he's also making me feel like he was fun, because like this is like what he really wants me to bring across, is like how fun he was. You understand that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. He's also showing me a little boy. So do you have a little boy with him? Or does he have a little boy?
No, but he had like a cat that was a boy. I don't know if that counts.
Does he consider him his little boy? Because he's talking about my little boy.
Well, yeah, and when I wrote something for him and he always wanted to be a dad and I said that you were a dad, but
Okay, perfect. Because he's just, okay, and now I have the goosebumps. So this is definitely confirmation. Yes, because he's talking about my little boy. And you have this cat?
yeah, I do.
Perfect, because he's like, yes, my little boy. Okay. And he's talking about, oh, he's a little terror. It's like a terror. You understand? Terror?
Kind of, yeah. I was actually just on the phone with my friend because she was here with him like by herself and he was like attacking her.
Yeah, perfect. Because he's like, oh man, he's a terror. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So there's this wanting to come through and to thank you. And he really, really, really needs to get this across to you, that he was, it's almost a feeling like he couldn't express himself very well. So now he wants to tell you how much he really appreciated you. And he wants to thank you because he's a little sarcastic and he's like, shh, and I'm just going to say it. So if nobody wants to hear swear, he's like, she put up with a lot of shit. You understand that? He's like, thank you. You put up with a lot of my shit. And he's like, okay. And he's also showing me like, so he's making me feel like he really had this specific pair of boots or shoes that he always wore. It's like you would like get angry or something, or you didn't like them because they either smelled or I don't know. It's just like making me feel like these shoes were.
It might be his golf shoes that he would have to clean with a toothbrush relentlessly every time he went golfing, and I would have to sit there like watching him.
Yeah, he was like just making me feel like these shoes were like so annoying to you. Like, oh my God. Okay. Perfect. Okay. He also wants to talk about okay, I'm just gonna say it because he's like, just let her know that I loved how she decorated the house. So this must be important to you, like, because I don't know if it was a conflict between the two of you, but he's like, I loved it. Just let her know I loved it. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. So He just wants, okay, thank you. And then he's talking about like recently putting up pictures. He's talking about recently putting up pictures. And he shows me like 3 different pictures. Do you understand, like recently putting up these photos and square frames, and it's almost like it, did you have a photo shoot? Do you understand that?
I mean, I recently put up pictures like of him, but that's about it.
Okay. But these almost look like posed pictures. Do you understand that? Like it would have been like, I don't know if it was specifically a photo shoot, but they're like posed pictures. Do you understand? If not, that's okay. Say no.
Well, like 3 days before he passed, I tried to get us to go into this, like one of those mall photo square things. But like I wanted to do it so badly, and it was the place where you got the tickets for it was closed. So we didn't get to do it.
Okay, and it's funny because I drew like 3 squares and pictures. So this is just what he's referring to and bringing up a memory for you. So he's coming through today because he makes me feel like you've been like talking to him and asking him, am I making the right choices? Am I doing what you want me to do? Do you understand? Like talking to him and asking him this.
Yeah.
And he's really wanting you to know, I support you. And and he's quite funny. He's like, you know way more than I did. You always knew way more than I did. He's like, you were the smart one. It's like, you were the smart one. You knew everything. And he's like, it's this feeling of like, he wants to say like, you were always right, you know, like in an argument, you're always right. You understand that?
Yeah.
So he's like, exactly. You know that you're making the right decisions. You're doing good. He wants to just say too, take care of yourself, because he's just making me feel like this, your heart's broken, and he wants you to mend that and take care of that.
Yeah, I definitely haven't been doing that as much as I should be.
He's like, I don't know. You keep showing me you like running, so I don't know if you're a runner or you like to run, but he's like, she needs to get these emotions out, and she needs to like get back to what she normally does. So would you understand like being a runner or wanting to run?
Yeah.
He wants you to get back to that. It will release this energy and it'll help you heal. Let me ask him for a message for you. Okay, so he's like, she's not going to want to hear this, but I have to tell you. He's like, you're going to be okay, and you're not going to be alone, because this is something you're thinking about for your future. And he's like, you're not going to be alone. And he encourages you and will help you find the next partner. Okay, you understand? He's going to encourage and help you find the next partner, because he's like, she would do the same for me. She would do the same for me. And that's how much you guys loved each other, that you would do that for each other. So he just wants you to let you know that he will be there, and he will be helping you, and you will not be alone. And he's like, and she won't be alone because I will be there. And what? I don't know if he was an electrician or he just likes to manipulate electricity, but he's making me feel like you are very aware of his presence with regards to electricity. You understand that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the remote control. So just making me feel, and he makes me feel like you guys kind of bickered over the remote control.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to the electricity, and he just makes me feel like sometimes when you want to change a channel, it won't, and that's just him kind of messing with you, like he would have if he was right here.
Yeah, actually my TV like went crazy like 2 days ago.
Perfect. So just know that that is him, and he is with you. And I thank you so much, and I will leave you with all of his love. I'm sorry I went over.
No, thank you so much. That was amazing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Beautiful reading, Kathi.
Lovely.
I'm sorry I went over, and
No problem.
I want to give you the opportunity, Nicole. So
I thought that this was scheduled till 2:30, so I kind of disconnected.
Okay, all right.
I put
So-
my spirit boundary up at 2:30.
Yeah, so I just wanted to thank everyone for attending today. Please take the messages you heard today, even though you may not have gotten one directly, and just reflect on them. Remember that our consciousness is eternal, and that your loved one is always with you. So even during this demo today, your loved one is aware that you are here. So just be observant and be open to looking for signs or dreams, or just the feeling that your loved one is with you, because they're always just a thought away. So thank you so much for coming.
And we're doing another live on April 15th. For a portion of the proceeds goes to the Type 1 Diabetes Foundation, JDRF. All of our social medias will have the links to our websites to sign up for the next one. It is April 15th, same time, correct, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. And you will see all of that advertised on our social media pages. And you can email us. I put the emails in a bunch of times. So, or the websites, you can email all of us through our websites.
thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Have a wonderful day. Wishing you
Have a
peace and
wonderful
healing.
day.
Bye.
Bye, thank you. Oh, that's nice.
I was removing all the people who, I don't know, they weren't paying
Yeah.
attention.
Right. Thank you for doing that. Do you want to stop the recording too?
Yeah. I don't remember where. Oh,
I think it's at the top.
oh.